In this tutorial today, we're going to be setting up our PC for mobile app development. We're going to be installing the necessary software and setting up our PC for mobile app development. The first thing that we're going to be doing is installing Python, and then we shall also be installing the IDE that we're going to be using. The IDE is basically an integrated development environment. So that's the one we'll be writing our code in. I hope you're all comfortable with the language I'm using, because I think by the time you're doing this with me, you need to have an idea of what you're doing. But even if you don't, at the end of the day, this is still vibe coding. So we're going to be doing this together, and just have your PC ready and we shall be installing everything from scratch. So I'm going to open Gemini, and then we shall be following along as we proceed. So without further ado, let's get started. The very first thing we're going to do is understand our system requirements. For this, you basically need a good laptop or desktop computer running Windows 10 or 11 plus, or you could be running a Linux machine with at least 20 GBs of space. Then you're going to need a minimum of 8 GB RAM. Those are the prerequisites we're going to need for this development. So first and foremost, I'm going to come and install our IDE. So I'll just come to this first link here, PyCharm, the only Python IDE you need. So I go under download now. So I'm going to click under Windows, and then I download. So as the IDE is downloading, I'll just come find Python. Here it says mine is already installed, so we'll not be doing that. If you need a separate tutorial on that, please let me know. I can do an easy one, a quick easy one for you guys. Then we'll close this. I believe our IDE should be done downloading right now. PyCharm, I have PyCharm. Into PyCharm, just click next. It should be a pretty forward installation, really. I don't like creating a desktop shortcut, but one important thing that I will say you add, this is just a by the way, but it really does good for me. Add this in the context menu, such that when you right click, for example, when you right click, this is what we call a context menu. This is a context menu. So when you right click on a folder, it will give you an option of open this folder as a project, then create associations with py files. This is not really important for now. Yeah, you could just leave that. Then update path variable, restart needed. This you don't really need it for now, so just click next, install, and just let it install. Then as this is installing, we'll go, and the other thing that we'll need to install is Flutter, right? Flutter, yes. So let's go to the Flutter official website. We chose Flutter because Flutter is cross-platform. You write one code base, it can do both iOS and Android, and in fact even PC as well, the web version. So Flutter is really, really good. You get to write once and produce multiple apps using the same code base. That is why we chose Flutter. We'll be using Flutter for the front end. Then we'll be using Django for the back end. That is why we were installing Python, right? Yes. So let's get started installing Flutter. To install Flutter, again, we're on a Windows machine, so confirm your development platform, which is Windows. If you're on Mac, click on Mac and then follow these instructions. If you're on Linux, click Linux and follow the instructions given. If you're in a Chrome OS, do the same. But for this particular one, we're on Windows. So the first thing we need to do is install Git for Windows. So I'll just download this. I'll just click this and download that. Windows, download Git for Windows. I already have this installed again. So I'll just have that. I'll just redo it for the sake. So usually leave the settings as they are. The default settings are usually set for you, so we're just running through this as well. Yes. So Git is just basically a version control system. Yeah. So we need this installed as well. We'll see how to use it later, and I'll just go back, continue following this tutorial for installing Flutter. Then we'll download and install Visual Studio Code. Let's just follow this link and install Visual Studio Code. Download. Let's run it from here. It runs successfully, runs beautifully. Yeah. So once VS Code is done installing, we'll install and set up our Flutter. Let's follow the instructions basing on what's given here. Launch VS Code, we've done that. Add this Flutter extension to VS Code. So you come to VS Code, come to extensions, and then let's search for Flutter. When you install Flutter, it comes with that already by default. So we don't need the separate install for that as well. Now we go to instruction number 3, install Flutter with VS Code. Open this, already have it open, view this, go to view command palette or press Ctrl Shift P. So here we'll come to view command palette, then we'll type Flutter new project, right? This. We don't have the Flutter SDK, so we're just going to click download and let it download for us. Let's choose where we want it to be saved. So we'll come under local disk C, users, find a folder where to put it. I have a dev folder here, folder. I'll save clone Flutter. This is going to take a few minutes. Let's allow that to do so. So by the looks of this, Flutter has installed successfully. We can see our output here. The output shows everything was downloaded well. Exit code 0 means there is no issues found. Yeah. So far this is a successful install. Let's proceed with our instructions. Now that you've set up VS Code and Flutter, it's time to create an app and to try out Flutter development. Let's create a new Flutter app. So go to view command palette or press Ctrl Shift P. I'll come to view command palette, then I say start typing Flutter. Right, select Flutter new project, which is this, and they'll ask for choose the application template. Which template do we want? We want choose application to bootstrap a simple counter app. Okay, so we want this application. This is the one we're going to choose. Create or select the parent directory for your folder. So ideally I would also save it in the same In the same folder, I'll just open this and put it here. I'll just create a new folder called projects, right? Open projects. Then we enter a name for our app. So I'll call this, since this is a test, we're going to be creating a counter app basing on the instructions given here. So let's name this counter, then press enter. Yes, trust the authors. So it will start compiling a simple app for us. After it's done initializing, right, open the lib directory, then the main.file. This is our lib directory. This is our main.file. This is a basic counter app already. So let's try to run our app. We'll go to this view command palette, then start typing Flutter, and then select the Flutter device, select Chrome, and then start debugging. So from here I'll come to command palette, Flutter, select device command, this. So they've given us the option of, from this drop down, select Chrome. We don't have Chrome in here, and we don't have an emulator created yet. So we'll use Edge for now. The purpose of this video was to set up our PC for installation. So we're supposed to do installing Python, and then we're supposed to install PyCharm, and we're supposed to install VS Code. In the next video, we're going to be running our very fast Flutter app. And so we'll stop there for today, and then we'll come back tomorrow and do the rest. So see you guys in the next video. Before we stop the live streaming, after installing Flutter, I just need to add Flutter to our environment variables, to our path, right? So we're going to come here to search for environment variables, find this path, then click edit. We'll add a new entry, which is the path of our Flutter, where our Flutter SDK is located, the bin folder, which is this, right? Yes, this is the one we're supposed to carry, and then paste it in here and say OK, then OK to that, the terminal. Yep, and that shows that the Flutter has been successfully installed. So next thing will be running our very fast app and starting the development. We'll be doing that in the next video. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.